Animal is the parent class. Parent cannot access the features of the child. Child ले सकता है parent में से, parent child के features access नहीं कर सकता. You cannot have the inheritance features from child to parent. Parent to child ले सकती हूँ. तो यहाँ पे मैंने क्या किया है? I have created the object of animal class and trying to access the method of the child class. नहीं करने देगा. Parent के child के features नहीं use कर सकता है. Hence I am getting the error message here. Is it okay? That is correct. Object of child is being used by the parent, which is object of child name. Method of child is being used by the parent, which is not allowed in this case. Reverse is not possible. Okay. So what I have to do? I can access the features of parent class. Yes.
कॉल क्यों किया हमने ये पासवर्ड ईट
मेथड कॉल क्यों करते हैं? Why we do a method calling? D dot bar D dot eq. Why we do a method calling? To work with these methods. What is there inside? What is there inside the eat method? A print statement, eating. What is there inside the animal method? A print state. In dog class, barking. So if I want to print these two statements, eating and barking, तो क्या करोगे? If I want to print these two statements, these are inside the methods eat, inside the method bark. If I want to use these methods, I have to call these methods. इसके लिए call किया उसको. Getting?
तो पहले वाले प्रोग्राम में
whenever you require to use the statement from the method, तो मुझे कॉल करना पड़ेगा. Clear? Hence I have to call. Yes? Doubt is clear? Prem?
yes
Why to do a method call, everyone? Why to do a method call? To print the instructions or to execute the instructions written inside the method. Okay, take this screenshot of this code. Taken, everyone? Any other doubt till here? Then we'll be proceeding further. Any other doubt till here? Anyone? You can put up in the chat box and ask. Okay. Prem, any other doubt?
मैम पहले वाले प्रोग्राम में भी तो प्रिंट करना था तो उसमें कॉल नहीं किया हमने.
Okay, let's look at the first, this one, programmer.
Yes,
You are asking this. यहाँ पे method कहाँ है? Where is the method? Do we have written any method? We have only two variables, na? एक salary is 40,000, one is bonus which is 10,000. Okay, we don't have any method. So why to call? The method ही नहीं है तो क्यों call करें? We are directly using the variables p dot salary, p dot bonus. So values we are just printing the values of the variable. There is no method included here. Chalo, if you want to include the method, so we can modify this program. Let's include one method and check how to write the method. We should have a return type. If it is not returning anything, we will have a void. Then let's keep the method name as this without any arguments. And let's write some code inside this. So I'm just writing system dot out dot and some message I'm writing that I am a programmer. Okay, now I have written one method. Now this is what is our method. Okay, up employee is your super class, that is your parent class. Now employee has two things. One is the variable salary, other is the disp method. Now programmer is the child class here because I have used the keyword extends employee. Okay, अब इसके बाद खुद का क्या है? A variable called as bonus equal to 10,000. Now what programmer can access from the parent class, from the super class? क्या क्या access कर सकता है? Programmer can access the variable salary. Programmer can also access the method disp because of the use of the keyword extends. ओके अब अगर इसको यूज करना है दिस मेथड, तो हाउ आई एम गोइंग टू कॉल दिस मेथड, ये दो तो प्रिंट करेगा ही. along with this I can also call the method. how I am going to call object name dot, बोलो अभी आगे क्या लिखूं. What should I write now to call this method? Which method I have to call? Object p dot this. So I'm going to use p dot getting. Now what output I'll be getting? Output of the salary variable, output of the bonus variable, as well as the statement inside the this function. This method has a statement. I am a programmer. So let us see. Because I have made the changes here, so I have to compile this program and execute. So you will be getting the output of your variable salary, bonus value, as well as a statement called as program. Here अभी
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. So it's not compulsory to have a method program. तो इसमें मैंने नहीं डाला था because it was not required. For example, eating and barking वाले में I have included only methods. यहाँ पे variables कुछ नहीं है. We have a eat method which prints eating. We have a bark method which prints barking. इसके लिए आपको output में eating and barking दिखेगा. So you can include variables also inside this as per your requirement in the program. Okay. Any other doubt till here? Now this was the example of single inheritance. Next example is multi-level inheritance. Now see some modification has been done in this code. Yes, observe the program properly and see now what modification has been done. Which is the parent class here? Or which is the super class? Observe it. Yes. Which is the parent class? Look at the code now. Everyone pay attention. There is one class animal which has this method eat. Okay, a normal class printing eating. A class dog extends animal. Now for this class dog, parent is animal. Okay, which prints barking. ये तो हमने पहले भी किया था. There is another dog called as baby dog, which extends dog. So baby dog का parent कौन है? Who is the parent? Who is the superclass of baby dog? Dog. And dog का parent? Animal. So what kind of inheritance it is? What kind of inheritance? It is not single inheritance. It is multi-level inheritance. Baby dog is having the parent as the dog. Dog is having the parent as the animal. So who is the superclass? Who is the main class here? Sabse main class is the animal. Animal is having one child called as dog. Dog is having one child called as baby dog. All three are having some methods to print: eating, barking, and weeping. We have created the object of baby dog, and using this baby dog object, I'm calling all these three methods. Using इस खुद का तो मेथड कॉल कर ही सकते हो weep. We can also call the method of bark. Can I call the method bark using the baby dog object? Yes, because baby dog is the child. Can I call the method eat using the baby dog object? Yes, I can access the facilities provided by the main class, क्योंकि ये by default animal के जो भी features है वो dog को आ गए हैं. and dog के features can be accessed by baby dog. इसके लिए we can call all these three methods. Understood? If not, then we'll be discussing this program again in the next lecture, because मैंने in brief आपको explain किया है. We'll be discussing every point of this program in the next lecture as the time is up already. Okay? We'll be discussing this code again in the next lecture.
Good morning, students. Am I audible to you? Okay. In the last lecture, I had explained you go-to statements. Anyone have doubt in this topic? Yes, students. Anyone have doubt? Because this is your last topic in your unit 2. Or entire one practical is depending on this go-to statement. So anyone have doubt? Yes, students, tell me. My voice is clear or not? Yes, students. One thing I want to tell you, students, in each subject, 5 marks is in my hand. Yes, for DBMS, 5 marks is in my hand. आपको लग रहा होगा कि 5 मार्क्स जो है आपके बिहेवियर पे, आप कैसे असाइनमेंट सबमिट करते हो, आप कितना आंसर करते हो लेक्चर में, वो सब पे है. तो ऑनलाइन है तो वो मार्क्स आपको फ्री में मिल जाएंगे, ऐसे नहीं है. आप those students who are not answering my question or not responding for my question, I'll give 0 marks. If you want 5 out of 5, I want every student please be attentive in my lecture. If you don't answer, because I'll check the list, I'll check the chat box. Those who are answer, I'll give the marks. Okay? Because only Sanjana or some Anusha, Vanita, Meenakshi, or 2-3 all students only answer every time. These students are answer my question. Okay, so if you are not responding in my lecture, then I'll just give 0 marks. Because अगर ऑफलाइन नहीं हो रहा है तो आपको लग जाएगा कि कोई आपका बिहेवियर चेक नहीं करेगा, आपके मार्क्स उस पर नहीं मिलेंगे. तो मैं आपके मार्क्स इसी पे डिपेंड रहेंगे कि आप कितना मुझे रिस्पॉन्ड कर रहे हो, कितना आंसर दे रहे हो. Or I'll consider if you are not answering my question, or if you not answer or respond, then I'll mark as absent. Because मुझे लगेगा कि आप लोगों ने सिर्फ लॉगिन किया है, आप मेरा लेक्चर्स में नहीं हो, जस्ट लॉगिन करके आप वहां से चले गए हो, तो मुझे ऐसे ही लगेगा. तो मैं I'll mark absent. Okay? This question, everyone clear? Not even number? Yes? Anyone have doubts in this question? Okay. So I'll start unit 1. Before starting unit 1, I just revise this concept, constraint. This you have learned in FY, Linux, sorry, DBMS. Yes? DBS, I'll explain you this constraint. Okay? Just quickly revise this topic because this constraint you have to use in your unit 1 practical. Unit 1 store procedure. Just check the syllabus, everyone, first. In unit 2, I cover all the topics: variable, constant, operator, conditional, okay, data type, if then statement, case statement, loop, for loop, while loop, okay, go to statement. All this I had explained. Yes. So unit 2 is over here. Your last topic is go to statement, and nobody have doubt in this topic. Yes. So I'll start from today. I'll start unit 1. Unit 1, everyone just check. Store procedure consists of store procedure, triggers, sequence, file organization, and indexing. Yes. One practical is depend on the store procedure. Okay. Store procedure, and one topic is their function. Okay. Function is not mentioned in your syllabus, but I'll explain the function topic. Same as cursor is not included in your syllabus, but cursor is very important for your practical. So that's why I had explained you cursor. If you check in unit 2, cursor is not there. In unit 2, cursor is not there in your syllabus. But if you want to perform practicals, if you want to store multiple data, send the multiple data, so you want cursor. So that's why I had explained you cursor topic. Yes, cursor is not there in your syllabus. So same as function is also not there in your syllabus. Just check. Like procedure, you have to create procedure. So same as you have to create the function. The function is not mentioned in your syllabus, but I'll explain you because you are depending in one practical you have to create some function. Okay, and the next is triggers, sequence, and file indexing. So one practical is depending on the trigger, and one practical is depending on the sequence. Okay, so just check the store procedure. Before starting store procedure, I'll just quickly revise this concept, our constraint. So can you just tell me the constraint, when we use the constraint, different types of constraint? Anybody remember different types of constraint? Can you just tell me the name of different types of constraint? Yes, students? I'll just note down the name of the student who answered my question. From today onwards, I'll just note down. If you are answering, then I'll give the 5 marks. Because your 5 marks is depending on your behavior, how you answer, or how the submission of your assignments also is. So those students not answer, I'll just mark absent, or I'll just give the 0 mark. I want answer from every student. 76 students are present. Those who are not answer, I'll just mark absent. Answer is wrong, no issue. But you have to try. Okay. So good. First is your not null, then primary, then foreign. Okay. So why we use construct? If you check this slide, if you want to specify or if you want to apply any rules for your table, for your data in a table. For example, if you are not using any constant, means not using not null constant or maybe primary key or foreign key, if you are not using any constant, the data may be repeated or maybe user enter any type of value. Yes, because if you use not null means if user by mistakenly or maybe any for any reason if user not enter any data in any column. Okay, so not null constant will give the error and display the error to the user. Please enter some because enter some value for that particular table. Yes, so constant is used to specify or to apply some rules for the data in a table. So if you apply some rules or say data, just wait. सेम एज यू, अगर मैं आपको नहीं बोलूं कि आप ये जो आप रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं कर रहे हो, आपका इस पे मार्क्स है, असाइनमेंट सबमिट कर रहे हो उसका मार्क्स है, क्विज पे मार्क्स है, आपका ये मार्क्स इंटरनल में इंक्लूड होगा, अगर मैं नहीं बताऊँ आपको तो आप लोग नहीं सबमिट करोगे, आप रिस्पॉन्ड ही नहीं करोगे. ओके, सेम एज if you not apply any cursor or in a table, in your table if you don't apply any cursor, your data may be repeated. Yes, user may be enter any type of data. Same as. So same constant is, so in simple words, constant is is used to specify some apply some rules in for data in a table. Okay, clear everyone? Why constant is used? सेम अभी आप लोग मुझे आंसर नहीं कर रहे थे स्टार्टिंग में, बट मैंने आपको जैसे ही बताया कि आपका 5 मार्क्स से आपके बिहेवियर पे आप रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं करोगे, आपके असाइनमेंट सबमिट नहीं करोगे, क्विज नहीं करोगे, आप लोग 5 मार्क्स में से यू गॉट 0 मार्क्स, यू विल गेट 0 मार्क्स. यस, तो आप लोगों ने स्टार्ट कर दिया रिस्पॉन्ड करना. तो सेम है, यू नॉट अप्लाइंग एनी कंसर्न ऑन योर टेबल or on your data in a table, then your data will be repeated. Yes, if you don't use a primary key or in primary key on ID column, so maybe your ID will be repeated. Yes, okay. Or if you don't use any rule or size for a column, so maybe user enter any type of data. For example, user enter, if you don't use in ID column, if you are not using number data type, so maybe user enter character in ID column. Yes, user enter any type of data in your table. So for that, for managing the data perfectly, you have to apply some rules. So using constant, you can apply some rules. Clear everyone? Okay. Okay. Next, same as just I said you that constant are used to limit the type of data that can go into a table. You set some limit for your data. Yes. For example, in ID column, you set size for that ID column. If you want 3 digits number in your, as your ID, so you just set size as 3. If you want 5, so you just set size as 5. Yes. So you set some limit for your data. So using constant, you can just set your limit. अगर आपका डेटा टाइप भी आप नहीं डिक्लेयर करते हो, कुछ नहीं डिक्लेयर करते तो आपका क्या हो जाएगा, आपका डेटा यूजर कैसे भी एग्जिट करेगा. Is it clear everyone? Yes. So cursor can be column level or table level. So you can apply cursor on entire table or you can also apply cursor on a particular level. So that's why cursor can be column level or table level. So maybe in quiz or in MCQs, maybe ask cursor can be applied on how many levels. So you can just say column level or table level. So you can apply cursor on entire table or either you can apply on entire table or column level. Clear everyone? Is it clear, everyone? This slide, everyone clear? Just check. Your first constraint is not null constraint. Yes. When we use not null constraint, if you apply not null on any column, for example, student table, if you apply not null on any column, okay, so it enforce or it force to the table or user to enter a specific value, to enter at least one value in that column. Okay, in that column. If user not enter any data in that column for any reason, if user leave blank any column, then it displays error. Because not null means your table or your column will not be null. It will not accept any null value. You can't leave blank your column if you apply not null constraint. Clear, everyone? Yes or no? It always force the user that particular field or that particular column always contains some value. Okay? If you not inserting, for example, if user not insert, if you apply not null constraint on ID column, for example, or name column, if user enter in
Muted.
because it will not allow you, you can't insert new value if you without updating the previous value or without inserting previous value. आपके रो वन में अगर वैल्यू आपने इंसर्ट नहीं किया लेकिन आप रो टू में इंसर्ट करना है आपको, if you want to insert new value in row 2, new name in row 2, so it will not allow you. Clear, everyone? Yes. So just check, everyone. This is for not null constraint on column, and this is, everyone just check the example. Not null constraint, you can insert, you can create, you can apply not null at the time of creation of table. Just check. ID, the syntax is you have to write down the column name, then data type, and you have to write down not null. Same as last name is your variable column name, then data type, then size, and this is your not null. Everyone just check only ID, last name, first name. I am just applying not null on this 3 columns. I'm not applying not null on this column. So if I'm not applying the not null column on this 8 not null constraint on this 8 column, that means by default your SQL, yes, your SQL will not allow will not accept the null value, yes, but if you apply this concept, it forcefully not accept the null value. Clear, everyone? By default अगर आपने not null नहीं भी लिया है, by default ये आपका accept नहीं करेगा null value. Okay, so आप लोगों को अगर null value forcefully apply करना है कि this column is not null, this column will not accept null value, so you have to just apply this concept. Clear, everyone? Yes or no? So this is the syntax. This is the way you can apply not null constraint at the time of creation of table. Just check the second syntax, everyone. This is the syntax. When you alter your table, when you change anything or when you modify your column or table, at that time you can use not null also. For example, आपने अगर if you don't, for example, just check here in creation of table, this person table, when you create the person table, here ID, last name, and first name on this 3 table you apply not null, but you not apply not null on 8 column. If you want, after creation of the table, after creating the table, if you want to apply not null constraint on the 8th table, okay, आपको अगर अप्लाई करना है नॉर्मल कंस्ट्रेंट एज टेबल पे, एज कॉलम पे, yes, so you can apply using alter table. Yes or no? Using alter query, you can apply. Just alter table, person, modify, column name, and then data type, and then not null concept. So after, if you check the structure of the table, so you can check after applying this, after executing this query, your this age also contains a not null concept. Here, everyone. Everyone, just tell me difference between alter and update table, update query, alter and update. Can you just tell me the difference between alter and update query? Because every time students do the same mistake. If the question is, for example, in exam, if question is asked that in question, apply not null constraint or change the size of the column or change the data type of the column. So every time student do the same mistake, student use update query or alter query. Okay, update query will change your data. Whatever data is present in your column. Maybe if you want to change the update, if you want to change the age of any student, age of employee, salary of employee, date of birth of employee. So you can use update query. Yes. Or if you want to change or modify your table data, maybe your column size, data type of your column, or if you want to add some new constraint, if you want to change the constraint. Yes. So this structure of the table. Yes, Jessica, good. So you can change the structure of table using alter query or update query only change the data of your table. Whatever data is present in your table, it changes your data. Yes. So if in exam, if question is asked, the change apply not null constraint on the particular table, particular column. So you have to compulsory use alter query. बिकॉज आपको स्ट्रक्चर चेंज कर रहे हो, आपको कोई कॉलम का कंस्ट्रेंट चेक करना है, यू हैव टू अप्लाई सम रूल ऑन द पर्टिकुलर कॉलम, तो आप स्ट्रक्चर चेंज कर रहे हो. यस, यू हैव टू कंपल्सरी यूज अल्टर टेबल, अल्टर क्वेरी. यस, इज इट क्लियर एवरीवन? यस और नो? So maybe in practical, maybe I'll tell you that please change the constant. Maybe in middle of practical, I'll tell you that change this column or change the constant on this column. Maybe you apply primary key, or I'll tell you just change primary key from primary key to not null. So you have to just remember this syntax. Clear everyone? Not null? Yes or no? Because all this thing I will not explain again in practical. So if you have doubt, please stop me at the same time. Now please repeat again. Frame every time frame do. फ्रेम क्या करता है, इसको अगर कुछ नहीं समझ रहा है वो स्टॉप करता है. तो सेम अगर आप लोगों में से किसी को नहीं समझ रहा है, stop me at the same time. Yes. So just check the next constant, unique constant. Anyone remember unique constant? Check unique constant. Ensure that all the values in a column are unique. Yes. So primary key and unique constant, this primary key constant or unique constant, both are same, na? Primary key is also used for if you want to you enter unique value in your column or data are different in a column. You can also use primary key. Yes, so you can primary key constraint has a unique constraint. Automatically has a unique constraint. If you want to apply unique constraint, So in one table, you can have multiple unique constraints. You can use multiple unique constraints in one table. But if you want to use primary key constraints, so you can only apply, you can have only one primary key on one table. आप unique key constraint use कर रहे हो, then you can use multiple unique key constraints. Okay, but if you use primary key constraint, if you want to apply primary key constraint, so you have only one. Yes, you can just apply primary key constraint one time in one table. Okay, only it apply only one column. A unique key constraint, you can apply multiple times in one table. Clear, everyone? Both unique key and primary key constraints are same because both are give the guarantee for uniqueness for your column, yes, or set of columns. Means whatever value you add in your column, if you apply unique constraint or if you apply either you apply unique constraint or primary key, both are checked or ensure that all the values are different. If values are same, at that condition, it displays some error. But maybe आपको एक doubt आएगा because if both are same, so what is the difference between why we say that unique constants are different and primary keys are different? Because only one difference is if you use unique constant in your table, you can use multiple unique constants one table. Per table, you can use many unique constants. But primary key, you can use only one primary key in one table. In one table, you can use one primary key. Clear, everyone? Difference between unique and primary key constraint? Yes or no? Check this example, everyone. How you can apply, how you can use unique key constraint at the time of creation of table. Just check. ID is not null. When you use unique key, so you can use not null also. So at the same time, you can use two constraints on this table. Everyone just check. Int, first you have to use not null constraint, then unique. So this column will not accept any null value, or this column will not accept any same data. It will only accept different ID, different value. Clear, everyone? Yes or no? This is the first, this is the syntax for applying unique constraint. Okay, check. This is also another type of syntax for unique constraint. You have just typed constraint, okay, unique, ID, and last name. Just wait. This is your syntax. Huh? You can either write down like this or you can write down like this. This is the first syntax for unique constraint. You can just write down ID, that means column name, data type, not null constraint, and directly you have to write down unique. Okay, and this is your another syntax for unique constraint. You have to write down constraint, then you have to just write down some name for your constraint. So this is the person table. Yes, so I just write u underscore person, that means unique person. Yes, this is the name of your constraint. When you use this type of syntax for your constraint, you have to first write down constraint keyword, then you have to write down some name for your constraint, okay, and write down the constraint type. Yes, so your constraint type is unique. So write down unique and write down in bracket, write down the column on this you have to apply this constraint. No, Meenakshi, it is not compulsory. You can apply directly, not null, unique. if you it is a good habit if you apply Notler in every column. Yes. So for any reason, if you not enter any value, so it will display some error. Yes. बिकॉज कभी कभी आपका होता है, आप लोग जब इंसर्ट करते हो डेटा, आप लोग का कोई वैल्यू रह जाता है, ओके, फॉर एनी रीजन. तो आपका इफ यू अप्लाई और इफ यू यूज नॉट कंसोल ऑन एवरी कॉलम ना, so it will not accept null value.
Muted.
So no. Everyone clear how you can add the function in any table after creating the table, or how you can drop this unique constant after applying the constant on in a particular table. UC person is your constant name. You can take any name, no? You can take any name. UC means unique constant. आपको यहाँ पे add constant and you have to write down some name for this constant. So this name is for this table. आपने ये टेबल में जो भी यूनिक कंस्टेंट आपने अप्लाई किया है उसके लिए आपका ये रहेगा यूसी पर्सन. क्लियर? You can write any name. You can give any name for this constant. Maybe only person or only unique, U1. You can write any name. Clear? Shall I proceed to the next topic? Check this primary key. Just I explain you the primary key constant. Primary key and unique key both are same. Only one difference is there in both the constants. Okay. When you use primary key, so in one table you can only apply. You can have a table can have only one primary key. You can only use one primary key in one table. Yes, clear everyone? And primary key only allow the different value. If user enter same value, so it displays an error. Okay, it displays some error. So if you want to add unique data, unique or different data in your table, in your column, so you can just apply primary key constraint on that particular column. Here, everyone, so just check how you can apply primary key constraint on a particular table. When you create table, at that time, how you can apply primary key. Everyone just check. So create table, then table name, then column, data type, not null constraint, and you have to just write down the primary key. So this is the first syntax. This is the first way to apply the primary key on a particular table at the time of creation. So this ID will not accept the repeated value. It only accepts a different value. So you can add 1, 1, 2 times. Clear, everyone? Yes or no? So this is the first way to add the primary key. Everyone just check the alter table. You add, how you can add, to add primary key and bracket, write down column name. So this is the second way. When you use alter table, if you want to, after creating, if you want to apply, for example, at the creation time, if you forget to apply primary key or any constraint in a table. For example, if you just create the table, if you don't use any primary key, but after creating the table or after inserting this, before inserting the data, if you want to apply any constraint, so you can apply constraint using alter query. Yes. So alter table, then person table name, then add primary key and in bracket ID. Because this syntax is used when you apply function at the time of creation of table. The first syntax, this create table. Okay. After creating table, if you want to change your constant, so you can change using. But everyone just check, this add is used to add the constant after creating. Yes. If you want to change the function, for example, here primary key is there. Yes, when you create the table, you are using a primary key. You are applying primary key on ID column. But if you want to change primary key constant from primary key constant to foreign key, so you have to use modify word, modify keyword in alter query. Yes or no? Just take this syntax, everyone. Just wait. Everyone just take this. So if you want to change the existing value or existing constant, if you want to change from existing to new constant, so you can use just modify keyword. Or if you want to add, first time if you want to add the constant, so you can just use add keyword, add constant. So add primary key, this is the second way, add primary key and write down in bracket column name on which you have to apply the primary key. This is the second way. Third way, add constant. First, you write down the some name for this constant, maybe primary key. So I am writing primary key PK or PK person. Person is your table. Okay, and primary key and in write down in bracket write down ID and the column name. Means you have to write down in bracket column name. Yes, everyone. Clear, everyone. Just wait. Everyone clear all the things? Because after explaining, I'll ask the question from this. The next is your foreign key. Yes. In one practical, in procedure practical, when after leaving your college, when you perform our practical will start. When you perform a practical on procedure, yes, stored procedure, using stored procedure, if you apply or if you do it, because you have to do practical on stored procedure. Yes. So in the stored procedure, you have to use primary key also, primary key constant and foreign key. So these two constants are very important for your practical. So if you have any doubt in these two constants, please stop me at the same time. Because every time student do the same mistake. आप लोगों ने FY में भी ऐसे ही किया था जब आपका प्राइमरी की और फॉरेन की कंसेप्ट स्टार्ट किया था अपना मैम ने, तो आप लोगों को बहुत मिस्टेक हो रहा था. तो प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड ऑल द सिंटैक्स क्लियरली. इफ यू डोंट understand, please tell me, ma'am, this is not, I'm not understanding this topic, please explain again. Clear everyone? Yes or no? Because this two constant is very important for your stored procedure practical. So this key is used to link two tables. If you want to link two tables together, data, if you want to create the relation between data from two tables, you can apply this foreign key. Okay, and this foreign key apply foreign key of one table, that refers to the primary key of another table. Okay, for example, your two tables are there, maybe student table or one is your employee table, for example. So employee table, a student table ID, or maybe you can just take the example student and admission table. Yes, student ID is your parent foreign. If you apply foreign key on student ID, so that student ID refers the admission table primary key column. So, for example, your attributes or column name of your student table may be ID, name, or age. For example, ID, name, age are column of your student table, and ID, admission ID, maybe admission number or fees or maybe PRA number or something. Yes, these are the column of your admission table. Okay, so when you apply foreign key of your admission student table, student column ID, yes, when you apply foreign key on ID column, so that ID column refer the primary column of your another table, means your admission table. So आपका foreign key सिर्फ apply होगा, that will refer only primary key of other table. You can't apply, your foreign key column is not refer your other column. Maybe name, fees, or other column maybe PRN number. In admission table, if you apply primary key on admission number, okay, the application number, if you apply ID, primary key, okay, and others are not null constant. Yes. So if you want to relate the table, both tables, student and admission, so you have to apply foreign key on student ID column, and that column will refer admission number, because your admission number in admission table primary key is applied. You apply primary key on admission table. So your means student ID will not refer your other column of your other table, maybe fees or structure, fees or PRA number. It will not refer the other column. Is it clear everyone? आपका जो foreign key का जो column है वो आपके other table के primary key से ही refer होगा. You can just create the relation between one foreign key column from one table. You can just relate that foreign key column to other table primary key. Here, what is candidate key? Pankaj, candidate key means, for example, you can just take the one employee table or any table. Just take the example of employee table. Okay, a table of attributes which are uniquely identified. Okay, except primary key. For example, I'll explain you in F5. One employee table is there. Okay, in
Muted.
ID, passport number, SSN number, and license number. This four column are uniquely identified because ID is also unique. Passport number is also unique for every person, for every employee. Security number is also unique for every employee. License number is also unique for employee. If you apply primary key on this column, ID column, for example, okay, primary key on this ID column. So this is your primary key, ID is your primary key, but these other three are considered as a candidate. So you can just define the candidate definition, the attributes, except primary key, attributes which are uniquely identified in column, in table, except primary key. So except primary key, other attributes which are uniquely identified, that attributes that columns are called candidate key. Clear everyone? Yes or no? This ID is your primary key. Okay, this ID is your primary key, and this ID is also uniquely identified, and these all three attributes are also uniquely identified. Okay, but if you apply primary key on this ID, because you can't apply a primary key, more than one primary key you can't apply. Only one primary key you can apply. So others are considered as a candidate key if others are uniquely identified. Yes or no? Pankaj, clear? Your question is candidate key. What is candidate key? So I'll explain. Because these four are unique. Four are unique. All four are defined uniquely. Because passport number, security number, license number is these fields are unique for every employee, for every person. Yes. So when you insert any data, for example, if user enters same data for the passport number, so if you apply any cursor, maybe not null or unique, you can apply unique cursor on this column because you can use multiple unique cursor in one table. Okay, so you can just apply unique. But your question is what is candidate key? So that's why I'll explain this concept. I'm explaining this concept because your question is what is candidate key. Yes, so for candidate key means attributes which are uniquely defined, except primary key. So our case there are four attributes which are uniquely defined, but using primary key on ID column. So I'll just accept this ID column. I'll consider this passport number, SSN number, license number as a candidate. Yes, clear, students? Primary key this or this foreign key, everyone just remember this foreign key only refers primary key of other column. For example, this is your employee column, okay? And maybe your department, for example, department table is there. This is your employee table. Just check everyone. This is your employee table. Okay? And one more table is there. Department table is there. Okay? So department table may be contain in the department table maybe employee ID is also there. Department employee ID, EMP, for example, ID. Or DPT ID may be there. Okay, so this ID column of your employee table, if you apply for example, on this table, for example, foreign key, if you apply, foreign key on this table. So this ID refers the primary key of this department. So primary key is, for example, you apply primary key on this column ID, EMP ID. If you apply primary key on this column in department table, so if you want to relate these two tables, if you want to join or if you want to create relation between these two tables, so this ID, if you apply foreign key on this ID column, so this column will refer this column because this column uses primary key. You apply primary key on this column. This column, this ID column, will not refer this department ID because foreign key column only refer primary key column. Clear, student? Yes or no? Clear? So if you want to join two tables, so you have to first create another table. If you want to relate the first table to second table, you have to apply primary key on second table first column. Maybe ID, or you want to apply in any column you want to apply. Just apply primary key on the second column in any table. Clear? The concept is very easy, students. Just remember, if you want to apply foreign key, so if you want to join or link two tables, so you have to use foreign key of one table because foreign key is refer primary key of another table. Okay, and the foreign key of your table, foreign key, the table which contains foreign key, that table is called child, and that foreign key and the table containing candidate key or primary key maybe. Yes, that table is called parent table. Clear, everyone? Just check. Everyone just check this syntax. This is your order ID, order number, person ID. Yes. So how you can apply, how you can create the foreign key. Or student, one more thing. If you want to create or apply foreign key on any, or if you want to create a link between two tables, so if both tables have the same attributes, so then you can apply foreign key. Just check everyone. Here, person ID is there, and in person table, person ID is also there. Means person ID is common in both the table. In person table is also person ID is there, and in order table also person ID is there. If both table attributes have same, if both tables have the same attributes, then you can apply the foreign key. Just take everyone. So order ID, if your order ID, if you apply primary key on this order ID, then not null on this order number. And if you want to apply foreign key on the person ID, the syntax is person ID means your column name, then data type, then foreign key constant references. Everyone just check, you have to write down the right spelling. Then table which you want to relate, which you want to link, the table name which you want to link to this table. Yes, so table name, your person, and the primary key of this person table. So your primary key of your table is person ID. Clear, everyone? Foreign key syntax, everyone. You have to write down column name, then ID. You have to write down the foreign key constant, then references, then person, this table. If you want to link order table with person table, so you have to write down the person table. You want to link the order table from order table to employee table, so write down the employee table. In bracket, write down the primary key of this person table or employee table. Clear, everyone? Yes or no? Everyone clear or not? Yes. So foreign key references, and the table name which you want to link to this table, and in bracket write down the table name, the column, primary column of this particular table. Okay, same as if you want to add concern after creating the table, if you want to add concern, so just wait. Add concern, then write down the concern name, then foreign key means your concern type, foreign key, in bracket write down the person ID. This is the column of your this table. Yes, after creating of the table, if you want to apply, if you want to add concern on any column, if you want to add concern on this person ID, this is the column of your order table. So means add concern, then you have to write down the concern name, then foreign key concern keyword, yes, foreign key. Then in bracket write down the name of the column of your first table, means this table, order table. Then references, then the table name which you want to link to this table. So the person, and in bracket write down the column name of your primary key column of this particular table. Clear, everyone? This is the person ID, this is the person ID of your order table, and this is the person ID of your person table. Is it clear? Yes? So everyone clear all the constraints? Yes or no? Okay. So if you have, anyone have doubts in any constraint? No doubt? Okay. So just answer my question, everyone. Why we use constraint? Yes, I want answer from every student. 73 students are present. I want answer from every student. Okay, if this is the use of your constant, no? That's why we are using the constant to specify the rules or limit the data. We are not using the constant. So what happens? If you are not using the constant, what thing will be happen for in your table? What thing will be happen in your table? You are not using any constant. Other student, only 3 students answer. So I'll mark present for these 3 students. Okay, means if I'm not using any constant, so value will be repeated. Uh, it doesn't contain any unique value. Every value would be accepted. Okay, good student. So if I'm not using any constant, so data will be repeated or data will not be entered in a specific manner. Okay. So tell me if I want to display, if I want to enter a unique or different value, so which type of constant you can use? Which type of constant we can use if we want to insert a unique value, unique or different value? Abhishek Gupta, Ajay Choware, Akash Gupta, Amit Sharma. I want answer from every student. Aniket Patil, Aniket Yadav, Ritik Kohli, Divya, Grisha, Nitin, Jayesh, Prahlad, Prem. Only primary key is there.
मैम यूनिक और प्राइमरी
Okay. Those who answer only primary key, unique key is not used. Unique concept not used for unique data, for different data. Yes. How many unique key can one table have? How many unique constraints can one table have? Okay, or primary key? Okay, after creating the table, if you want to apply or if you want to add concerns, so which query or which statement you can use? Okay, the table which contains foreign key is called dash. A table which contains foreign key, the table is called. If your employee table is contain foreign key, so the table is called what? Okay, everyone uh, understand the syntax of all the transfer. So shall I start the procedure topic, means unit 1? Because when I ask you, just tell me the syntax of primary key, applying primary key, foreign key. Everyone just tell me if I want to add the same example, just consider the same example and wait. Consider the same example. The first table is employee, okay, and this employee contains column ID and other column maybe this is the employee ID, okay, EMP ID, and maybe name. One is a department ID, okay, and the other table is department, okay. Department name. So these are the column of the department and these are the column of employee, okay. And this is the primary key. I'm applying primary key on employee ID, primary key. And same as in department table, I'm applying primary key on this department ID. Okay. So everyone just type the answer. My question is, if I want to add foreign key on this column, this department ID column, which is present in the employee table. So everyone type the syntax for this question. Yes, I want to apply foreign key on this column, department D underscore ID. So how, can you just tell me the syntax, how you can apply foreign key on this ID? And everyone just check this department ID will refer this department ID because I want to apply, I want to link this two tables, employee and department. So can you just tell me the syntax? Write down the syntax in chat. Please don't see the screenshot and just copy.
Muted.
To understand, if it is wrong, no issue. Whatever you understand, please write down by your own. I'm waiting for your answer. Aniket Patil, I'm not asking the same question. My question is different. Yes, other students, fast, I'm waiting. Okay, I think other students don't want to answer. Okay, same student answer. Okay, so everyone will see if you want to apply foreign key at the time of creation of table. Your sentence is little bit right. Some mistakes is there. Everyone just check when you apply foreign key at the time of creation of table. So first you need to write down column name. Then you have to write down data type. For example, in it in the, is the data type integer or integer. Yes, and you have to write down foreign key references. Okay, and the table name. And in write down bracket department type. Okay, little bit is wrong. Okay, so this is the way. तो जो स्टूडेंट यहाँ पे लिखा है डिपार्टमेंट आईडी. ओके, तो वो आपका इसका है एग्जाम्पल. और आई टोल्ड यू दैट you have to write down same spelling, reference place. Okay, or if you want to apply or add constraint, foreign key constraint after creating the table, so using alter table. Yes, just check the syntax, everyone. Alter query, so alter table, your table name maybe employee, your table name. Okay, and then add keyword, then constraint keyword. Then you have to write down some name for this constraint, maybe SK and employee. Okay, so foreign key employee. So you have to write down some name, and after that, whatever syntax you write in chat box, you have to write down. Some students write the right syntax, but you forget this add constraint. Just say foreign key in bracket. You have to write down the column name of your employee. Okay, so department ID, then reference page. Yes, and the table name which you want to link. So department. Okay, then department and write down bracket D underscore I. So everyone understand and in last you have to write down the semicolon. Clear, everyone? Ms. Forenji, everyone clear? Because in your stored procedure, na, syntax is you have to write down the same syntax. Na? Okay. So here your constant topic is over. I'll start the unit 1. Okay. If anyone have doubts, just tell me. Check your unit 1, everyone. Your unit 1 first topic is stored procedure. Okay. What? Check the definition of your stored procedure, and after that, you will see the difference between your normal PLSQL block and this stored procedure. Yes. The stored procedure is a subprogram unit that consists of group of PLSQL statements. Okay. For this type of facility, this PLSQL provides, so that's why your PLSQL is called procedure language. Because using PLSQL, you can write down some procedure, okay, and this procedure will consist of group of PLSQL statements. In normal PLSQL block, if you create procedure and if you execute the procedure, you have to write down some name for this procedure. You have to create some name. Give the name for the PLSQL block. Yes, but if you create the procedure, this procedure has a unique name. When you create the procedure, it can be referred using their name, and unique name should be unique for every procedure. Okay, so you can pass the value in the procedure or paste from the procedure using some parameter. Okay, so from here, your main PLSQL means your main PLSQL or procedure thing will be start. Okay, so you can't in PLSQL procedure you can't call from the select statement. For example, if you want to check the data from the table, so you just use select statement. Okay, so for procedure you can't check the you can't use select statement to see the procedure or data used in procedure. You have to use exe keyword or execute keyword. So exe is used to run your procedure. So when you see the syntax, after that you will understand how to create the procedure, how many blocks, how many steps are used to create the procedure. Basic thing you have to just remember, this is a subprogram unit, okay, that is stored in the database object. It is stored as a database object, and it is every procedure has its own unique name, okay, and using their name, every procedure can be referred. Okay. Means for example, a procedure is created for addition. You can just give the name addition. Procedure name is addition, and that procedure is referred using addition. Clear, everyone? And this procedure can contain multiple statements. So using the name, we can execute this multiple statement. Okay, for addition is created. Means in PLSQL, you have to give the some name for your program, not question 1, question 2 or something. Yes? But the procedure is created for some particular statement. Maybe if you want to add some numbers or add some things or insert, you can create insert procedure for separate. The procedure is created for every insert statement. Okay? And you can execute this procedure using their name or using this execute keyword or exe keyword. Yes, exe keyword, and you have to write down the name. So one by one, we will check how you can create the procedure or how you can execute this procedure. Okay. Same as procedure has a header and body. It consists of name of procedure and the parameter and the variable passed to the procedure. It also consists of declaration section, same as PLSQL statement, but it consists of name. The difference is name. It consists of name and it consists of parameter. You can pass the parameter or the variable to this procedure. So the body consists of declaration part, section, execution, exception. These three are same as your PLSQL block. Okay, syntax is little bit different. Here everyone, your PLSQL block is anonymous block. Okay, anonymous is it doesn't have the name. PLSQL, when you create your PLSQL, you write the PLSQL. The PLSQL block has does not have the name for the PLSQL block. But when you create the procedure, you have to write down the name for every procedure. Clear, everyone? Okay. Just check the PLSQL procedure. It is the concept is same. The syntax is different. Only one thing is different. This procedure, when you create the procedure execute using their name, and it contains multiple statements. Okay, multiple PLSQL statements. It executes. Everyone just check declare it to pass. Same as it is also optional, and it is also optional in PLSQL block also. Yes. It starts with procedure does not start with declare keyword. In everyone just check two things is there. One is your normal PLSQL block, and the second thing is your this procedure. So PLSQL declaration part of your PLSQL starts with declare keyword, but your procedure does not start with declare keyword. The first difference is this.
Muted.
Yes or no? Everyone just check the syntax for this. Your normal anonymous block, your normal PLSQL block starts with declare keyword, but your procedure starts with create keyword. Create or replace. Or replace is your optional, because if you want to replace one procedure from replace the procedure, you can use the replace keyword. The basic syntax is create or replace. Then you have to write down procedure keyword. After that, you have to write down the procedure. Okay, wait, Sanjana. This part, which slide? Okay, just check. But everyone just check. This begin part, this begin and part same as your PLSQL, everyone. The starting part is different. Create or replace, then procedure. This is compulsory. Yeah? This is same for every procedure. Create or replace procedure, and so in procedure name you have to you have to write down the particular name. Tarun, wait, I will just give the time. Procedure name. Okay, procedure name is for, you can, for example, if you want to perform addition, so you just write the place of procedure, you just write down the addition or add. So procedure name may be add or procedure addition. Clear? Okay. and you have to write down the parameter name and the type of parameter. In, out, this is the type of parameter. Okay, same as data type.